On this episode of SFA Now, we'll be sliding headfirst into the Nacogdoches Red Dirt Mud Run. We'll be talking to the Mud Run's chairman to get all of the behind-the-scene details. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss it.
You're watching SFA Now!
Hello and welcome to SFA Now. I'm your host, Emily Jefferson, and today we are going to be talking about Nacogdoches' annual mud run. Let's take a look at some of the action.
The Nacogdoches Red Dirt Mud Run, the only time of the year where you want to get as dirty as you possibly can. Generated by the Nacogdoches JCs, a group of young leaders that work on projects to benefit the community, this race tests your endurance, strength, agility, and mental stamina. At this year's mud run, there were over 25 obstacles like the ice hole, the cargo net, the tire haul, and the giant slip and slide to test all of the above. The race was held at the Nacogdoches Civic and Expo Center where the JCs and the East Texas Jeep Club were able to create the 5K with both sceneries of an open pasture and wooded trails. The race was sponsored by businesses including Sonic, Urgent Doc, Buffalo Wild Wings, Tutor Doctor, and many more. And although it was a race, there was a lot of fun had by family and friends. And although you might have missed the race this year, don't worry, just get ready for next year's race.
I'm here with Kyle Ainsworth, a special collections librarian for the East Texas Research Center in the Steen Library and the committee chair for the annual Red Dirt Mud Run in Nacogdoches. Thank you for joining us, Kyle.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So I've never been a part of an event like this. Tell us a little bit about what a mud run actually is.
Okay, so a mud run it's really crazy. People actually pay an organization like the JCs to run through the mud. So we end up constructing a course, in this case a 5K, and it's got a bunch of obstacles in it, and people come and run it.
Awesome, awesome. So if you don't leave dirty with dirt everywhere, you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
All right. The Red Dirt Run is put on by the JCs of Nacogdoches. What got them involved with this?
So in 2013, we just finished doing a bass tournament, and we didn't want to do that anymore. And so a couple guys came up with this idea of mud runs. They were really popular in 2012, 2013, and so they started to do it. I did not get involved until later that year. But they just said, okay, we're going to create a course, we're going to talk to some people at the city, and we're going to make it happen.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what got you personally interested in being a part of the mud runs?
Sure. Well, I was a runner in high school and college, had a bunch of injuries, don't run quite as much anymore, and I really like to organize things. So when the organization, the Nacogdoches JCs, started to do this first year's mud run, I got involved with that, and I really enjoyed the logistics of making sure we had volunteers, making sure all the runners were going to be able to navigate the course well, just kind of all the different moving pieces of it. That's what I really enjoy.
Right, it's a pretty big undertaking.
Yeah.
All right, for our viewers at home, is there any specific type of training that they need before they compete in something like this?
Actually, it's a really good combination of upper body and lower body. We have climbing obstacles, we have water obstacles. The best comparison I can give you would be not so much in Texas, but like running through the snow or running through the surf in the ocean. The mud is really deep, so it's really important to be able to get through that.
All right, let's take a look at what other runners have to say about the annual mud run. If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Kyle Ainsworth, the chairman of the annual Nacogdoches Red Mud Run. Kyle, we've discussed why you got involved in the mud run, but can you inform our viewers on why they should get involved?
Sure. It's excuse me. The Nacogdoches JCs are a nonprofit 501c4. So all the money we raise, it goes back into the community. It's also a really great way to challenge yourself. We're a lot less intense than a lot of other races, like a Spartan race or a Tough Mudder. So we really want people to challenge themselves and do the best they can. So it's a great way to, even if you're not in, it's for any ability level. So even if you're not the most fit person in the world, it doesn't matter. You do the best you can with the hope that you'll come back and do it again next year. We have, most of the people who run are run in teams. So we had some really big teams, had some really small teams, but it's really a teamwork centric event.
Yeah, so you mentioned that this money goes back to the community. Is there any one charity or group that this money goes to?
Not in particular. The way the JCs work is it's a leadership and development organization. So a lot of the money we raise goes into leadership activities that we plan for members of the organization. And then a good chunk of it actually goes back into the community. Helping House, Harold's House, CASA, Deep East Texas. We do a Christmas courtesy every year. It all goes back to the community, but it's not one event. It's not for one event in particular.
So that's just great for Nacogdoches in general.
Yes.
Wonderful. Do you know how many participants actually showed up this year to the event?
This year we had 885.
Okay. Do y'all have a certain goal that you're trying to meet or try to trump for next year?
This year we kind of normalized. The 4 years we had 617 the first year. 834 the second year, 1,050 last year. So we went down by about 200, but like I said, we kind of normalized maybe back to where we will be year after year. I think that, it was a great event.
Yeah.
So,
how do you go about building the obstacle course for all of those people who signed up, and what is the process that goes into it?
Sure. So we usually start in about January, and we build obstacles every year. So we have one guy from Alvin Stanleyland Construction who builds us an obstacle every single year. We usually build 2 or 3 obstacles ourselves throughout that 2 or 3 month period. And then we modify the obstacles that already exist so that for instance, this year we had a rope climb. Next year we'll put some knots in a couple of the ropes so the people who don't have the upper and lower body strength to get up it without knots will be able to do it next year. So it's all about flow and trying to prevent bottlenecks. You get a big group of 20 or 30 people, and they'll just kind of dominate that obstacle. So we'll expand it out so that there's smaller groups of people can get through while they're also doing the obstacle.
Okay. And about how much water would you say is used for this event?
This year, a lot more than usual. It didn't rain the 2 weeks before the run, so the day before, we worked with the fire department, and they gave us 600 feet of hose, and we actually pumped water out of the pond that's in the middle of the course to run it down the ditches. So thousands and thousands of gallons of water.
Yeah. What has been your favorite obstacle out of all of the obstacles that you had this year?
My favorite one, it's really devious, I guess, but the one that I like the most is we had a balance beam the first 2 years, and we took it out, and it ended up, we dug a ditch underneath, so people are running along the edge of this pond, and they think the water's only 6 inches deep, and then it's actually 4 feet deep, so they come around the corner and they just do a complete gainer and wipe out. It's kind of funny to watch. I probably wouldn't appreciate it if I was the runner, though.
Okay. And there's also a course for kids. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this year we did a mud bug 2K, which ended up, we just cut the course after 2 kilometers. And it was just a way to try to get a younger audience or younger group of participants to be engaged in our event. It worked out pretty well. We had about 45 people do the mud bug this year.
Awesome, awesome. A lot of pressure must have been put on you, seeing how you're the chairman of the event. Do you think you'll do it again next year?
This is definitely my last year. I think I was the co-chair in 2014 and 2015, and then the chair this year. Probably 250, 300 hours all told volunteering for the event. So I'm so done with it for the time being. I'll be involved next year, but not as much.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's almost the end of our segment, but Kyle, a lot of people want to celebrate after they complete a run. What are you personally going to do to celebrate this?
I'm actually going to China tomorrow, so that's it just happened to coincide that way, but I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Awesome, awesome. Well, make sure you send us a postcard.
Okay.
And thank you so much for joining us today, Kyle. It has been fun talking to you about the mud run. Maybe you'll see me and some of your viewers at the next one. And thank you at home for watching. I'm Emily Jefferson, and this has been SFA Now.